Glad to be back with Coach Andy Rang. His team off to a great 4-0 start. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, Andy. Thanks for having me.
So you were in Maine, ready for a national tournament game. And how did you find out that that was the end of the road for your season?
Well, we were actually on the team bus on our way to practice, and I got a call from the site administrator from Bowdoin, and they just said we were canceled, and so we had to turn the bus around. I had to tell the girls and turn the bus around, and the next morning we were on a flight back to Detroit and then on to Angola.
So, you know, for Katie,
yeah,
she was such a fantastic player and obviously a leader, and battled her way through the MIAA tournament and into the national tournament. Obviously, she would have loved that one more chance, but at least she got to have a season.
Yes.
You look at the spring sports, and they never even got to play.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's bittersweet for her, I know. It was bittersweet for all of us because I thought we were playing really well at the time. At that time, we were going to play a really, really good Bowdoin team on their home floor, but I felt like if we could get by that one, we had a good chance to make a little bit of a run, you know. But the other thing is I was really excited about playing them because their league and them and Amherst and Bowdoin and Tufts and all those schools have been powerhouses in D3 women's basketball for years. So I was really excited to see where we would stand against them. So we were able to play Amherst a couple years ago out in Las Vegas, and we played them to a really good game. So I was really excited to play them on their home floor and see where we stacked up.
One of the realities of college basketball is every season the roster turns over, and you know, Katie Steers just one senior, but an important one.
Yeah.
Going into this year, obviously off to a good start. How do you replace a Katie Steers? How do you reload your lineup to kind of make up for her loss?
I think obviously we have a very talented roster still coming back, even though we lost Katie. But Katie did so much for us that just that senior leadership that had been through the war for 4 years. She just really knew how to get us into things offensively, and she really was the wheel that really made us go offensively and defensively on both ends of the floor. And I would never try to the girls that are trying to replace her at that position right now. You know, in a couple years, hopefully, I can say, hey, you're just like Katie Steers. But they understand that they've got a lot to learn, and that's the one position right now for us that is probably a key to our team right now. Hopefully, you know, Michaela and Kaylee and Chelsea, all the three-point guards we have, you know, we might have to do it by platoon a little bit, but maybe one might be playing better at a given night or whatever. But they're going to have to do it, and they have big shoes to fill, that's for sure.
One of your returning seniors this year, Shea Herbert, coming off another knee surgery, and she's been plagued by knee surgeries and issues throughout her career. Just her determination to fight back, to be able to play this year. Not everybody comes back from an ACL injury that quickly. Seeing her last night knock down a three and competing, it was fun. It was exciting to see her out there. What have you thought about her rehab, and where is she right now in terms of her ability to help the team?
Yeah, I mean, she's going to help us no matter what. I mean, whether she's 80% or 100%, right. She that senior leadership. She's another one that's been through the MIAA wars and the NCAA tournament, and so to have her on the floor just from that standpoint is really key for us. To be where she's at, I think, is a testament to her hard work and determination, like you talked about. But I think she's just every day she's just going to get a little bit better and a little stronger, and hopefully by the end of March, when we're playing in a hopefully a NCAA tournament, she's there for us.
How about these Argyle sisters? I love them. They're out there fighting and making shots, contributing off the bench, both of them. Have you had sisters before, and what's that dynamic like?
Well, we got two sets of sisters.
Two sets of sisters.
We got two sets of sisters on our teams. One of them's twins, and sometimes I still have a hard time getting and Sophie and Katie figured out sometimes. But it's kind of a fun atmosphere. It just brings kind of a more of a family atmosphere like we like to have on our basketball program. But both the Argyle sisters have done a really good job for us, and they'll continue to. I think Alyssa has made great strides from her freshman year to this year, sophomore year, and Kaylee's just a real steady, kind of heady kind of basketball player that I said, you know, she's going to be one that's going to get some time at the point guard spot. And she was our backup point guard again last year. But she gives us a real lift off the bench when she comes in and takes care of the basketball. So those sets of sisters are really good. And then obviously the other sets of sisters, the Slonaker twins, have fought through their sets of injuries as well. Katie didn't play for us last year because she had a kind of a coming back off of a knee, and now unfortunately Sophie, who started in Shay's spot in the MIAA tournament as a freshman and the NCAA tournament, then she tore her ACL about a minute into practice this year. So hopefully, and she's working really hard at it, so hopefully she'll be back next year as well.
A couple last things for Coach Rang. I'm a member of the Kelsey Taylor fan club. I have my membership card in my wallet. KT is a force. She was excited for the challenge to take on Timmer Wednesday night. She's an all-league caliber big. And Kelsey relishes those opportunities to show what she can do in those big spots, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think she's another one that just continues to get better every time we play. Watching the film this morning, you know, she of last night's game, she did a really good job of the little things that we need her to do. You know, play good hard defense against someone like a Timmer, but she also set really good screens. She rebounded the basketball well, and then when she had her opportunities to score, she took those opportunities. And if she can continue to just do those little things, the sky's the limit. Because Saturday is going to be another tough opponent. They're pretty strong inside with Graves and Palmer girl, both two bigs inside that are going to give us trouble if KT doesn't step up there, and Shea.
Wildman, the last two games I broadcast, the home games, Wildman's been our leading scorer. She's got an inside-outside game. She can get to the hoop, but she can also knock down the outside shot. I think Benovich's shot is coming, but I've been liking what I'm seeing from Wildman so far.
Yeah, Kayla is another one I think has really improved. We've talked to Tara and Kayla both about how they got to expand their games a little bit and get to the basket a little bit more and be a little bit more, and when teams try to take away that three ball from them, what can you do other than that? So we've been really working hard on both of them with getting the ball to the basket and also maybe posting up a little bit with their size and things like that. So, but both, Kayla has really done a really good job over the summer and, I don't know, this pre-COVID season or whatever that might be, of really trying to improve. And Tara's shot will fall. I'm not worried about it. I think she's a little frustrated right now, but I just keep telling her, shoot, just keep shooting it. It'll go in.
Couple last things. Number one, I love the fact that even when your team is up by 30, you and your assistants are coaching the entire 40 minutes. You're right in their ears no matter what the score is. Yeah. And I know that's something that is important, that your kids, whoever they are, even if it's third string, they're getting coached throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to coach those kids just as hard as you coach the other kids, right. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, we have 18 in our roster, and everyone is valuable. Mm-hmm. You never know with this COVID area what girl's going to have to step up at a certain time, so you coach those kids just as hard as you can. And I thought last night that the girls that came off, that that don't get a lot of playing time, really gave us a lift in that first half. You know, the Alexa Porters and I'm trying to think who else was in there, Chelsea and Natalie and just some of those kids that don't get a whole lot of time over the past, now stepped into some roles that needed maybe step into, and they gave us a great lift last night.
Sophia's not afraid to pull. I mean, she'll pull from any time.
No, but you know, it's just like some of those. We tell those girls, you're open, let it go. And she's one that, if she gets hot, you better watch out because she can let it go. So.
Last question is a question that I already know the answer to. Will your team overlook Adrian Saturday because you play Hope next week?
No, we talk about that all the time. You know, you got to play the one in front of you. Right. And we know in this conference, if you stumble somewhere along the line before you get to those big games, then those big games aren't going to mean as much. So you can't take someone for granted. Sometimes, you know, even when I was in high school and doing those games, you know, you always preach to those kids, you know, even now, you just can't look past anybody. Yeah. And you got to play with the same intensity whether you're playing this team or that team. You got to play with the same intensity no matter what it is.
It's a 4-0 start for the Trine Thunder women's basketball team. Their great coach, Andy Rang, giving us a few minutes today. Best of luck, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks.